Shaw has discovered a new type burger. Just when I thought things were quieting down, we get a slew of new news around the anime sphere, and a lot of it is really exciting. Some of it gives you a little bit of pause, but yes, apparently Shaw has discovered a new type burger. We have the new work coming out of Science Saru and Naoko Yamada. Trigun is teased for a new project. Apparently there's a live-action One Punch Man in works, which really scares me, but we have this and so much more to get through, so if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. Let's start things off with probably the biggest surprise coming out of the anime sphere right now, and that is that a new Twitter account was opened up that kind of hints at a new Trigun project. The Twitter handle created is 6 million bounty, and while anybody can create a Twitter account, let's be honest, it posted a picture that's teasing at an announcement tomorrow, 6/17. But the thing that gives it a little bit of weight here is that there's a few people that are behind the scenes following and retweeting this. First off is editor of Trigun, Yoshiyuki Fuditani, who is currently following it. Additionally, Shonen Kohosha, Young King R's magazine, is following as well. And technically, both of them retweeted the image of the tease for tomorrow's announcement. Now, a few things beforehand. Yes, 6 million bounty is a huge reference to the bounty placed on the character in Trigun series, so that kind of solidifies that it's about Trigun. Now, we don't know what this is about. I do know that recently there was a lot of leaks coming out that Trigun was going to get an anime adaptation again, but that doesn't mean this is necessarily going to be that. And again, sometimes leaks are just assuming what is actually going to be announced. This could be a stage play, it could be a mobile app, there's a ton of things this could be. But yes, a lot of people are excited at the idea of this actually being an adaptation again. Now, of course, one of the questions that people will have is who's going to animate this? And it's kind of odd that technically Studio Orange, the studio behind Beastars and Land of Lustrous, has actually already been doing a countdown to tomorrow. Now, that does give a little bit of weight to what if Orange is going to be adapting this. It seems like both announcements kind of line up with each other, but nothing's really for sure saying that right now. And yes, some people have concern that if Orange is going to be adapting it, they're probably going to do full CGI for the series because that's what they're known for. Now, I've been super excited around the idea of what Orange is going to be adapting next. Obviously, they are wrapping up with the final season adaptation of Beastars, and the question mark is what are they going to move on to next? And my big hope was that they were going to do another Land of Lustrous, like move on and do a season 2 of Land of Lustrous. We need it. We already know that they took a lot of time to create the assets for that, whereas the second season. Now, sadly, in a lot of the wording for their countdown for the announcement, they have kind of been more hinting at probably doing something original. They state that they're going to take all the stuff they've learned from all the stuff that they've done and put it in this one project, which kind of leads me to believe that it's going to be an original project, not somebody else's property. So that kind of ruins my thought of it being Land of Lustrous, but at the same time, it could be them trying to hype up that we've learned a lot, we're working really well on this stuff, and now we're doing Trigun. The only thing that gives me a little pause there is that in one of their statements, and this could be just a loose translation issue, is they kind of outright state that they have issues with animating humans. And if you're going to state that before you announce that you're going to do Trigun, you're going to raise a lot of question marks. But either way, we'll see tomorrow. We'll get an announcement for what Orange is doing, and we're going to get an announcement of what this Trigun property is, and I'll definitely let you guys know when that comes up. Honestly, Trigun was like a big part of my growing up. I loved watching it. It was really fantastic. I do acknowledge the ending was a bit abrupt, and it did get some really cool stuff. So the idea of them getting sort of a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment where they original the anime, but now they're going to do the actual ending proper. It really does have me and a lot of people that grew up with Trigun really excited, and I cannot wait to see what comes up of it. And yes, I'm super excited to see what Orange is going to be doing, just because I've kind of fallen in love with their work based on Land of Lustrous and Beastars. I'm one of the few people you'll find covering anime that will get past the CGI in most cases. Unless it's a 2D show that has CGI in it, then don't. Additionally, there is some hope for Land of Lustrous, as they did announce on Twitter that they're going to be doing a 5th anniversary showing of the series. I think they're doing a TV broadcast, but I know that for a fact they're going to be doing some showings at Toho Cinemas on the 23rd and the 30th. So maybe there'll be an announcement at that point, which does put it offline with what, Orange is announcing, but it could always be a future project. I don't know that they would announce 2 project they're working on that doesn't even have a release date yet. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. I want to get my hopes up that Orange is doing Land Illustrious, but I just don't think it's happening. Moving on to some big news for those that are huge fans of Kyoto Animation and specifically Naoko Yamada. For those that don't know, Naoko Yamada, after doing a lot of really fantastic series with Kyoto Animation, has moved on from the studio and seems to be doing a lot of work with Silent Saru. She was directing with them for Hike Story, which I thought was one of Silent Saru's best shows. It was just absolutely beautiful show. And the question mark came is, what next? Is she going to move on from the studio at that point, or is she going to remain there? Well, she wasn't going to be directing their current work that's coming in summer. Well, now we have an answer. It looks like their next project is going to be Garden of Remembrance. Naoko Yamada will be directing the original work at Silent Saru, and according to the co-founder and producer of Silent Saru, they brought up the idea of a film centered around the idea of music to Naoko Yamada. Yamada had described that the theme of the anime would be someone is thinking of someone. Where is the heart's destination? Both co-founder and producer Choi and Naoko Yamada had come up with keywords and concepts for the project, compiling it into a single poem, with Yamada producing the film and Lovely Summer-chan composing the music off of that poem. In the announcement, Yamada described Lovely Summer-chan as an invincible girl. Yamada also noted that she had requested character designs from Mizusawa and described the characters as feeling like real living girls, almost so real that you feel like you can smell the drool from their... almost so real that you feel like you can smell the drool from them napping and sink into their cuteness. Very odd. Yamada also requested that Mizusawa draw the characters in a chubby way. So it really sounds cute. Looking forward to that. It does sound interesting that they are actually going to be doing a film rather than a TV series, but we'll see where it goes from there. As I stated before, I'm not a huge Silent Saru fan, but I love Naoko Yamada's work, and she has been, so far, with Hike Story, doing some really incredible stuff with that studio, and I cannot wait for this film. Moving on to some, I don't know, news, questionable news. Deadline website has reported that Sony Pictures is assigning Justin Lin to direct a live-action adaptation of One Punch Man. Yes, the West continues to take really great properties from Japan and most of the time butchering them, but we'll see. Now, the obvious thing that a lot of people are making jokes about right now is that Justin Lin is known for their work with Fast and the Furious franchise, so yes, get out your One Family Man jokes out there instead of One Punch Man, One Family Man jokes. They've noted that production is set to start later this year, so maybe we'll get some visuals or something here soon to see how this is going to turn out. Typically when you have, like, yeah, something that's normal, like Saitama punching things in a live action setting, it's gonna look weird. You just know it's gonna look weird. But yes, as many would note, Vin Diesel has got something similar going on with the top that Saitama has, so seems like an obvious choice, but we'll see. That might actually make it really cool. But let's be perfectly clear. Vin Diesel's cost is going to be far outstretching what they're going to be doing for budget for a One Punch Man film. So I want to make sure that people have their expectations in check for that. Unless Justin Lin or somebody has some pull for Vin Diesel, don't expect that as the main character. Because again, Vin Diesel costs some major money. Just to get him is probably like twice as much of the budget they're probably going to give this thing. Moving on, we have the official Twitter account for Saint Cecilia, and Pastor Lawrence has announced that the manga is getting a TV anime adaptation. The cool thing behind this is we already have a pretty solid team working on this. We have Dogo Kobo is going to be the animating studio for it, which, again, like, I've always loved their work despite a couple of flops. We also have Sumie Noro, who has worked on Sleepy Princess, is going to be directing it. Yuka Yamada, who has worked on Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, is going to be doing the series composition. Additionally, Wataten's Hiromi Nakagawa is going to be doing the character designs. So, like I said, really fantastic team behind this. And the synopsis is Saint Cecilia is beloved by the townspeople. Not only is she elegant and composed, she shares her wisdom with all who seek it. That is, until the last person has left, at which point she becomes totally hopeless. Only Pastor Lawrence is keeping the saint put together enough to do her duties. And though she may test him, it's all in a day's work. Definitely sounds cute. The key art already looks really, really adorable, so I'm definitely looking forward to this series. It just, again, you have a lot of people working on it that just has me excited for it. Moving on, Nikatsu Anime YouTube channel has posted a PV announcing Otaku Elf is getting an anime adaptation. Let's just say that think Maru-chan with an elf instead. It looks like there's this shrine maiden who has to like take care of this elf that I'm guessing they're keeping a secret. And yes, she looks like Yamada-chan, but in elf form. The synopsis is Koga ne Koito is a teenager who works as an attendant at the Takamimi Shrine. Rumors have it that a deity dwells within the shrine, but the actual resident is an immortal elf who found herself stuck on Earth some 400 years ago. What's more is the elf is a total shut-in who won't go outside, and has developed a taste for video games. Now the attendant at the shrine have to cater to the elf's love of the most modern gizmos, from handheld video games to virtual reality headsets, in this charming fantasy comedy. So yeah, pretty much what I got from the PV, so right on the mark. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Again, I wasn't a huge fan of Umaru-chan, but maybe this elf will capture my love. Moving on, the staff for Failure Witch has posted a teaser for the anime adaptation. This is based on a children's book, Rakudai Majo, which is Failure Witch. It's set to debut in spring of 2023, and it's being done by Production IG. The book series follows an apprentice witch, Fuka, on her adventures in magic and love. Really basic synopsis, but it looks cute, so we'll see where that goes. Moving on, Crunchyroll has announced the beast tamer who was exiled from his party meets a cat girl from the Strongest Race novel is getting an anime adaptation, and additionally, they're going to be streaming it. It's set to premiere in October, and Crunchyroll will be streaming it under the title of Beast Tamer. And I have to say, cat girls, yes. We don't get enough cat girls. It's like, cat girls is like one of the most interesting things we get from anime, and it just doesn't seem like we really get any cat girls. So to get a show that's more focused on Cat Planet Cuties was like the last time we had a show focused on cat girls, and it was fantastic for that. But yeah, I'm super jazzed for this, just from the PV and seeing this really cute cat girl. So I'm looking forward to this one. Studio EMT Square is going to be doing the animation for it, and the story follows a beast tamer, Rain, who is banished from the hero's party because he can only use animals, obviously being a beast tamer. He becomes an adventurer and meets a cat girl who is part of the strongest species. So if you could only use animals, find a cat girl from the strongest species. It also looks like in the PV at some point he runs into what looks like a dragon lady, so we'll see how that goes as well. He'll tame a cat girl and a dragon lady, so it looks like a lot of fun, really cute already. It looks like they're doing a great job with the animation just based on the PV alone. So we'll see in October. Summer's already insane, and October's looking crazy as well. So hopefully people can fit in some cat girl into their list of watch lists because, again, fall's insane already. Moving on to some updates for the Legendary Hero is Dead TV anime adaptation. It looks like, according to Manga One app, it is set to premiere in spring of 2023, so if that sounds interesting to you, definitely be on the lookout for that in spring. For our next bit of news, we have some updates on Wataten, the film for the series, An Angel Flew Down Upon Me film. There was a PV release for it announcing an October 14th debut in Japan, so definitely looking forward to that one. I was just talking to somebody the other day about Wataten, and I had this real strong urge to go rewatch it. It's definitely an adorable series, and I highly recommend it, so be on the lookout for that. Additionally, if you like music and you want to get the album for it, they're set to ship that one on October 12th, so get your orders in now. Moving on, we have some interesting news around Astro Boy. It looks like Variety has reported that Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy is getting a reboot 3D CG series. It's going to be directed by Thomas Astruc and is slated to have 52 episodes for the series. The episodes are set to cover modern topics like internet, social media, as you do, and the damage to the environment, which technically Astro Boy has kind of been centered around most of the time. And it's supposed to be animated by a team of animators throughout the world, including Japan and France. So we'll see how that one turns out. Definitely, Astro Boy has not been like my most favorite old school show, but I definitely always have a fascination with the series and its influence on things. And finally, for our last piece of news, some fun news. It looks like Shar Aznavour is doing advertisements for McDonald's. So yes, Shar Aznavour has discovered the wonders of burgers. I got a kick out of this trailer they released of it. It just has him just showing off different burgers that they're featuring, including a triple cheeseburger and a spicy double cheeseburger. And the entire time he's just talking about how he's discovered a new type burger. It was a lot of fun. It's just goofy stuff. So definitely, if you have some time, go check out that trailer. Apparently Shar is giving up on his dreams of focusing on new types and those in space, and he's focused on good food. He's just focused on good food. I will say that it's always that thing whenever you check out those commercials for Japan, like fast food joints that are from America, they always have like the weirdest stuff in it, like the ink burger and stuff like that are just, why is everything so weirdly colored? But it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoy this news. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below and comment. Let me know what's the most interesting bit of news in this whole thing. Are you excited for One Family Man or something like that? Definitely let me know. Additionally, if you've not already and I've earned it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I definitely appreciate it. Additionally, if you want to support us more, we have a link to our Patreon tips link, and additionally a super thanks button down there. I would definitely appreciate everybody's support, and y'all take care.